Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds like we're working here. Okay. We are going to fly from Puerto Escondido to Ixetepec. Is that how you pronounce it? Alrighty. Look out, guy. Clear prop. This is real-time weather. I backed up the time to about 4:30, about 4:36 local time. And we are going to set up our flight plan. Press enter right here. Let me show you real quick what we've got going today. We are on our Sky Vector. We are going to be flying a straight shot to the airbase there. It's about the same, but it's over these mountains, and we didn't want to do that. So we're flying from Puerto Escondido Airport to this waypoint right there. There's actually an airport there too, but waypoint right there, which will be Hux, and then flying to an airbase, and it's the Ixetepec. It's an Air Force air base there, Mexican Air Force air base, but it says open to the public here, so we're gonna fly there. We do have thunderstorms in the area, and so we do have that to be concerned with. And then the flight plan, it'll be calling for about 7,000. So we got 7,000 right there for our altitude. So we are going back now. This is what we're looking at right here. This Puerto Escondido, and then Ixetepec is about right over here in this direction. All right. So we'll build our flight plan. Building our flight plan here. Flight plan. Press the button there. We'll go ahead and save time by using the blue button there, so we can use the keyboard. And that's Mike Papa Sierra. And press enter. Enter. And then first of all, I want to do altitude. We'll set the altitude to 7,000. Altitude select is at 7,000, and then our destination, of course, is going to be Mike India Tango, and then press enter. Say none on the runway, and then we want Hux to be our waypoint. So that's Hotel Uniform X-ray. And then press enter, and then we can look. Okay, so that's it. We'll look at our flight plan here, and it is all correct. So we got some thunderstorms over here in this area. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot at our destination, but that might change, of course. I should say weather. I don't know if it's thunderstorms, but weather. But I think we'll be okay. We're going to be avoiding these mountains there, but we will be climbing to 7,000 feet. Now, I wanted to real quickly check the elevation of the runway there is 102 feet. So I want to put that into the flight plan as well. And we'll go ahead and press the button there, and then 102 feet. 1, 2, press enter. That should be good for our flight. And go ahead and take the brake off. Go ahead and get all set up here. We do have real-time weather. And we'll contact the ground. And we'll be
Puerto Escondido ground Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie ready to taxi east departure.
Got a half
Cessna November Charlie 77
half full
Charlie
of
Charlie
fuel
taxi
there.
and
I
hold
think
short
that should
of
be
runway
enough for the
27
flight.
via taxiway. Contact tower on 118.9er when ready.
27.
Taxi to and hold short runway 27 via taxiway Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
They're doing a little bit of back taxi here. Don't know if we need the full runway, but might as well.
Puerto Escondido Tower Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie ready for east departure at runway 27.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie altimeter 29.85 wind calm east departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 27.
So 2985.
Cleared for takeoff runway 27 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
And off we go. Full power. Mixture is rich. Airspeed is alive. We'll rotate at about 55. Rotate. Positive rate. Synchronize the heading. Flight level change. Heading. Bring the nose down to about 75. Flight level change. Flight level change. Bring the nose down to 75. Up to 75.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie continue for east departure.
I don't know why the flight level change isn't working. I have the altitude. Autopilot. I thought I turned on the autopilot.
Puerto Escondido Tower Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie continue for east departure.
All right, we are on our way. I'm going to hit the nav right here, and the nav will take over here shortly. It's loaded. Nav is taking over now. And we are leaving Puerto Escondido and climbing to 7,000 feet. Another look at Puerto Escondido. We do have some pretty gnarly weather. I'm going to go ahead and back up our satellite now. So we are in the weather right now. So we are leaving Puerto Escondido. We'll go ahead and have Bing help us out here. Tell us about Puerto Escondido, Mexico.
Searching for Puerto Escondido, Mexico. Puerto Escondido is a small port and tourist center in the state of Oaxaca, Mexico.
Oaxaca.
It is known for its beautiful beaches, surfing, and ecotourism. Here are some facts about Puerto Escondido. The name means hidden port in Spanish. It was a secret spot for smugglers and pirates until the 1930s, when a highway was built connecting it to other towns. It is one of the most important tourist attractions on the Oaxacan coast, attracting surfers, backpackers, and Mexican families. It has a more laid-back and eclectic vibe than neighboring Huatulco. It has 7 main beaches, each with its own character and activities. Playa Ixetepec is famous for its big waves and international surfing competitions. Playa Carrizalillo is ideal for swimming and snorkeling. Playa Bacocho is good for long walks and sunsets.
Beach.
Playa Puerto Angelito is a popular spot for families and boat tours. Playa Manzanillo is a small cove with clear water and coral reefs. Playa Principal is the town beach, where you can find restaurants, shops, and fishing boats. Playa Marinero is a quieter beach with gentle waves. It also has natural attractions such as Laguna Manialtepec, a coastal lagoon where you can kayak, birdwatch, and swim in bioluminescent waters at night. Parque Nacional Lagunas de Chacagua, a national park with mangroves, islands, and wildlife. El Mercado, a colorful market where you can buy fresh produce, handicrafts, and local specialties. It has a variety of accommodation options, from budget hostels to luxury resorts. Some of the best places to stay are Sweet Retreats Casa Chango, a sports camp with yoga, surfing, and wellness programs. Posada Real Puerto Escondido, a beachfront hotel with pools, gardens, and tennis courts. Hotel Santa Fe, a colonial-style hotel with spacious rooms, a spa, and a restaurant. If you are interested in visiting Puerto Escondido, you can fly to its airport, PXM, from Mexico City or Oaxaca City.
Can we do it in a Cessna 172? We just did. Anyway, alrighty, so we are now climbing, and I'm going to go ahead and contact, just so that we're not so lowly, Mexico approach.
Mexico approach Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie is type Cessna Skyhawk 5 miles east of Puerto Escondido 3,900 feet. Request flight following.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie Mexico approach. Squawk 7545.
Okay, 7545, 7545.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie radar contact 5 miles east of Puerto Escondido 4,200 feet. Altimeter 29.85.
Roger Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
Tell us more about the state that Puerto Escondido is in. We're in the rain now.
Searching for Oaxaca State.
Oaxaca.
Oaxaca is a state in southern Mexico, bordering the Pacific Ocean and the states of Guerrero, Puebla, Veracruz, and Chiapas. It is the 5th largest state by area and the 10th most populous by population. Here are some more facts about Oaxaca. The capital city is Oaxaca de Juarez, also known as Oaxaca City. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its colonial architecture, cultural diversity, and artistic traditions. It is also home to the famous archaeological site of Monte Alban, a former Zapotec and Mixtec city that dates back to the 1st century BCE. Oaxaca is one of the most ethnically diverse states in Mexico, with 16 officially recognized indigenous groups that speak 21 different languages. The largest groups are the Zapotecs and the Mixtecs, who have a rich history and culture that influenced the region for centuries. Some of its specialties include mole sauces, tlayudas, large tortillas with toppings, chapulines, fried grasshoppers, quesillo, string cheese, mezcal, a distilled alcoholic beverage made from agave, and chocolate. Oaxaca has a diverse geography, ranging from mountains and valleys to coastlines and lagoons. It has many natural attractions, such as the Girvel Agua, a petrified waterfall, the Benito Juarez National Park, a pine oak forest, and the Lagunas de Chacawa National Park, a wetland with mangroves and islands. Oaxaca is a popular destination for tourists, especially those interested in culture, nature, and adventure. It has many festivals, such as the Guelaguetza, a celebration of indigenous dances and costumes, the Day of the Dead, a commemoration of ancestors with altars and offerings, and the Night of the Radishes, a display of carved radishes. It also has many activities, such as surfing, hiking, rafting, birdwatching, and handicraft shopping. I hope this information helps you learn more about Oaxaca.
Okay, now I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly. Hopefully, Microsoft Bing will be able to pick up on it. But I'll try it. It's for Ixetepec, Mexico. Can you tell us about Ixetepec, Mexico? That's not it. Can you tell us about Ixetepec, Mexico? Can you tell us about Ixetepec, Mexico? Well,
Searching.
I don't know how to spell it. Or I don't know how to pronounce it. And if I spell it in there, it won't go audible. So anyway, that's our destination, is Ixetepec Airbase in Mexico. Ixetepec. Now, how you pronounce that, I don't know. It looks like we are getting into the clouds here. Bring that down just a little bit. Up just a little bit, okay. So we are, I don't know what the tops of the clouds are. I do want to look at, once we get to altitude here, we are about 6,900, almost to altitude. Okay, altitude select is flashing. We are at our selected altitude of 7,000 feet. Now, I got the mixture already at about 50%, backing off on the power a little bit to about 2,500 RPM. We are flying in the midst of thunderstorms, but looking ahead here, it looks like we'll be flying out of it pretty soon. Most of it's going to be, there's a little bit to our first waypoint, and then it looks like to our destination, we don't have any weather at all to be concerned about. So we got back off a little bit more on the power, 25. Got about a 5-knot headwind. I wanted to look at the destination airport there, see if we have any weather. There is no weather there. So we will have to play it by ear before we set up our approach. I don't know if Sky Vector might have some weather. Look at the Sky Vector. No, there's no weather there at all. So usually whenever you hover over it, you can see some weather. But this right here is there's no green dot on it. We do have on Sky Vector all the weather over here, and but it looks like the according to Microsoft Flight Simulator, that most of the weather that we've been in is behind us. I'm going to guess now, looking at MMIT, Mike Indian Tango, we have runway 18 and runway 36. And I'm just guessing now with the wind ahead of us at 077. So that would be in this direction. I'm going to guess probably 180 would be the runway to set up the runway facing south. So we'll go ahead and go back to the flight plan. I am going to go ahead and set a procedure for the south 18 visual. We'll go visual 18, and then we'll just go straight, and we'll load that for now. Okay. So the final approach on that, final approach fix is 931. So I'm going to go ahead and do my altitude select for, we'll just say 900. And we're going to go ahead and load our vertical navigation. So our vertical navigation is set. And so we will be descending in about 53 minutes. We are now on our way to our first waypoint, which is Hotel Uniform X-Ray. And we are about 16 minutes away from that waypoint. And then that is actually over a town there. Wanted to look real quick at Sky Vector again. So that would be over Bahías. Bahías, write that down. Bahías, B-A-H-A-I-A-S.
7 Charlie Charlie, contact Mexico Center on 128.0.
Huatulco.
Going to 128.0 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie. Mexico Center Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 7,000 feet.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie Mexico. Center altimeter 29.88. Continue as planned.
88, so the barometer's rising a little bit. Going into a little bit more fair weather. The highest day Huatulco. The highest day Huatulco. Can you tell us about Bahías de Huatulco, Mexico? Boy, it's just a...
Searching.
No, not Bahamas. Bahías? Maybe it's... Tell us about Bahías de Huatulco, Mexico. Yeah, I think I got it. Bahías. Bahías de...
Searching for Bahías de Huatulco, Mexico.
This is our destination, our first waypoint.
Bahías de Huatulco, Mexico, is a tourist destination on the Pacific coast of the state of Oaxaca. It is known for its 9 bays and 36 beaches, as well as its ecological attractions and cultural heritage. Some of the popular activities in Bahías de Huatulco are swimming, snorkeling, diving, surfing, fishing, boating, hiking, biking, golfing, and exploring the nearby towns and villages. Some of the main attractions in Bahías de Huatulco are Parque Ecoarqueológico Copalita. This is a pre-Hispanic archaeological site that dates back to 500 BC. It features a museum, a pyramid, a ball court, and a ceremonial center. It is located near the beach of La Bacana and offers a scenic view of the ocean and the forest. Hagia Sophia. This is an agroecotourism project that showcases a variety of tropical plants and fruits, as well as butterflies, birds, and other animals. Visitors can take guided tours through the orchard and the botanical garden, enjoy a traditional meal, and learn about the local culture and history. Bahía San Agustin. This is the largest and most secluded bay in Huatulco, with a long sandy beach and a fishing village. It is ideal for snorkeling and diving, as it has a coral reef with colorful fish and marine life. It is also a good spot for relaxing and enjoying the natural beauty of the area. If you are interested in visiting Bahías de Huatulco, you can find more information on the official website of the Bahamas, or book your trip through Microsoft Bing Travel. https://www.
Okay. Anyway, it's gonna do all kinds of HTTP / anyway, that's a lot of it. But that is our destination, which we are now, how many minutes away from there? We are 12 minutes away from our first waypoint, which is what she was just talking about. Bahías de Huatulco. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not good at pronouncing things. But right now we got, well, it looks like a lot of windy dirt roads down below us right now. And our drone is off kilter again. So we straighten that out. And then the drone, for whatever reason, goes off kilter. Microsoft Flight Simulator team. I disabled the roll to the left and roll to the right. But sometimes whenever I go away from the drone and then go back to it, it goes off kilter. So we'll go back into the plane here.
123.5 per Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie. Mexico approach Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 7,000 feet.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie.
Barometer's rising a little bit more.
29.89 continue as planned.
So let's go back to the drone. So yeah, it's still a little bit off kilter. So anyway, there's some pretty secluded beaches here going to Bahías de Huatulco. So these are places that are probably just as splendid as places like Acapulco, but of course not as touristy because it's just less known. But I bet that, you know, some of these places would be just as splendid as Acapulco. Same kind of weather, same kind of beaches, same kind of landscape. Oh, look at this. It's just all secluded around this part right here. Back in the plane, we are 10 minutes away. A few more storms as we get closer. We do have some weather. We are at 7,000 feet. This is our quest to South America. Flying all the way down to South America, to the southern tip of South America and back. Now, I'm thinking that in parts of South America, we might have to ferry flight the Cessna Caravan going to the southern portions of South America. Right now, they are in their winter. And we don't have any de-icing capabilities with the Cessna 172, so we might have to just keep that at a particular airport there in Argentina, and then have the Cessna 172 to fly some of the legs all the way down to the southern tip of South America, and then on our way back pick up the Cessna 172 again. Of course, the Microsoft team will ferry flight the Cessna Caravan back to Bremerton there for me. But our goal is to fly the Cessna 172 as far south as we can until we get into icing. And if we get into icing, we'll just have to use the Cessna Caravan. Cessna Caravan, of course, is a little bit faster, and it does also have the Garmin G1000. But the thing that it has that we would need the most is airframe de-icing, and of course prop and engine de-icing. All of the de-icing equipment that's required for the southern part of South America, which is in their winter right now. I don't know, it depends on when we get there. Getting into a few clouds now, and going back to our drone, and straighten that out. There we go. And so this right here is Bahías de Huatulco, and this is probably some of the lagoon that she was talking about, like a little cove right there. Looking for our plane. Right here. So getting pretty close to its first waypoint. So we got a little bit of a community here. And then, of course, there is the runway, and this is our waypoint right here. This is actual the hotel uniform X-ray is using this right here as our waypoint. This isn't our final destination, but this is a runway that we could certainly land at. And then, of course, there's some of the township there, and then you follow along this road right here. And that would probably lead you straight to the town there. It looks like just a small little country road there going to Bahía de Huatulco. There's the township right there. So the plane should be arriving shortly. Go ahead and go on this side right here. Mountainous areas, very green, very tropical. Southern Mexico, of course, is a lot more tropical and more of a temperate climate, I suppose. I mean, it certainly does get hot here. But they say there's dry season and then there's a rainy season, pretty much two seasons there. And we are now in the rainy season. Take a look at the drone. Oh. Boy, I don't like that. Microsoft Flight Simulator first came out whenever you would go all the way to the ground, it would not go underneath. Now it goes underneath. We are now 3 minutes and 25 seconds away from the runway. There's the runway right there. Let's go ahead and bring the drone back toward the runway there. See if we can see our plane. I have the drone on standby. Just hovering. In Bremerton today, I saw 3 propeller-driven airplanes flying in formation. I don't know. Yeah, you know, I don't think they were World War II vintage, but there were 3 propeller-driven planes. Don't know what kind they were, but they were all flying in formation. I thought that was pretty cool. Minutes from the airport there. Looks like a soccer field down there. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, testing. Hopefully we're not crackling. There's the plane. Plane's gonna make a turn. I hear it. Maybe we're too far down below for us to hear it. There it is. It's making the turn now. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not on a smaller screen. Flying just at about the top of the clouds there. Wasn't responding. I was pressing F5 to slow it down. It wasn't responding. Okay, so we have made our turn now toward Mike India Tango, and we are about 41 minutes away. We still got quite a bit of flying to do. Now there is, it looks like over here, there's a, oh yeah, all of this area right here is probably Class A. All this area right here. Well, zoom out, you can't see it. But it looks like this is all restricted airspace. All of this area here, this area there, this area up there. This is an airbase that we are flying to. Can you tell us about the airbases in Mexico? Identify it, I can't pronounce it.
Searching for airbases in Mexico. The air bases in Mexico are military installations that belong to the Mexican Air Force, FAM, which is a branch of the Mexican Army and the National Defense Secretariat, SEDENA. The FAM was founded in 1913 during the Mexican Revolution and has participated in various conflicts and missions since then. Its main objective is to defend the integrity, independence, and sovereignty of Mexico, as well as to assist with internal security, public works, and natural disaster management. According to Wikipedia, there are 18 air bases in Mexico, distributed across different states and regions. They are numbered from 1 to 18 and have different functions and capacities. Some of them are also used for civilian purposes or share facilities with commercial airports. Here is a list of the air bases in Mexico with their locations. Base Area Milita No. 1, Santa Lucia, Estado de Mexico. Base Area Milita No. 2, Ixetepec, Oaxaca. Base Area Milita No. 4.
Tell us about base area number 2. That's the one we're going to.
Searching for Base Area No. 2, Mexico. Base Area Milita No. 2 is one of the 18 air bases of the Mexican Air Force. It is located in Ixetepec, Oaxaca, on the southern coast of Mexico. It shares its facilities with the Ixetepec Airport, which serves civilian flights as well. According to Wikipedia, Base Area Milita No. 2 is home to the 2nd Air Group, Grupo Aéreo 2, which operates the following aircraft. Pilatus PC-7, a Swiss-made turboprop trainer and light attack aircraft. The Mexican Air Force has 88 of them, some of which are used for aerobatic displays by the Escuadrilla de Alta Acrobacia, High Aerobatic Squadron. Pilatus PC-9M, a Swiss-made turboprop trainer and light attack aircraft. The Mexican Air Force has 12 of them, which are used for advanced training and close air support missions. Fairchild C-26 Metroliner, an American-made twin-turboprop transport aircraft. The Mexican Air Force has 18 of them, which are used for reconnaissance, surveillance, and transport missions. Base Area Milita No. 2 is also responsible for providing air defense and air support to the southern region of Mexico, as well as participating in humanitarian and disaster relief operations. If you want to learn more about Base Area Milita No. 2 or other air bases in Mexico, you can visit the official website of the Mexican Air Force or read more on Wikipedia.
Okay, so that is the description there of Ixetepec. I think that she pronounced it correctly. But that's base area number 2 of all the base areas. I figured that there's just no way that I could even pronounce it and ask her about it, so I started from the top there and went to all the air bases And then when she started describing, you know, each one, you know, of the 15, I think it was, and number 2, you know, I thought it would be just good to stop there. I mean, there's a whole list there, but stop there and talk about the airbase that we're going to. So I think that's some pretty interesting information. Right now we are flying over some mountainous regions, but we are at 7,000, so we should be okay for our altitude that we're at. Doesn't look like a whole lot of population down there. It might be a house or two or a road or two, but not a whole lot in this particular region that we're in now. A few developments, a couple of houses or something down there. Maybe a little bit of a village or something there. So much Earth to explore. River right there. I don't know if we can find that river on Google Maps. That would be, our destination is right here, which is, that's the city, and then there is a Hotel Express Inn. The airport is somewhere in this region. But what we're flying over right now, there's Puerto Escondido, our takeoff point, and there's Cerro Nube Fly. Now apparently it's a mountain peak there. A very beautiful area here. It's just gorgeous. Very mountain, very green, and of course, probably not very cold at all in the winter time. Very nice. So the river that we're over right now, that would probably be this one right here, which is not a very big river. That would be that river right there. Don't know the name of the river. I don't know if we can get close enough for the name. Yeah, I'm not seeing a name. Hey Frederick, how you doing? How's things over in Australia? We are about ready to fly in some restricted airspace right over here where this circle is.
Going to 128.3 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie. Merida Center Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 7,000 feet.
So Merida Center, it's a new center. 2990. Pressure keeps climbing up a little bit, so I think the weather's going to be just fine when we get there. And we are, let me go ahead and go back to the flight plan here. We are 27 minutes from the top of descent. We have set up to land on runway 18, visual runway 18. Now that might not be the runway, but that's the direction of the wind. That's just a guess for me, and that would be the runway going south. Apparently this is a north and south airport. But I guessed that because there is no weather information over at MMIT. And I selected that, and then I looked on Sky Vector too. There's no weather there, so we don't have any weather information at all. So if it is indeed runway, what would it be, 36, we'll find out when we get within that circle there. If, of course, this is again restricted airspace because of the airbase, but they said that this runway is open to the public. Adjusting to a new job since day 2. Alrighty. Or I was told one time whenever I started a new job a long time ago when I was young, and he said, work hard and you'll go far. And I worked hard, and I went, you know, let me put it this way, I've been gainfully employed ever since. And I was in management, actually, a Burger King manager, and I didn't go as far as I wanted to in Burger King. I wanted to become an owner later, you know, or district manager, whatever, but it really wasn't for me. So I ended up driving for a transit company, which I'm driving now with a transit company. I've been doing it for 19 years, and I got about 6 more years. I can hang up my hat with a decent retirement, and it's been a very good job. It's been a fun job. It's like a dirt road down there, a mountainous dirt road. So my advice to you, Fred, is work hard and you'll go far. And my other advice is just make sure that you enjoy what you're doing. If you enjoy what you're doing, it's not as much of a job. Oh, look at my drone is all off again. I don't know why it does that. So, you know, I wanted to look at this village down here. A little bit of a village there. Not too far away from the ocean. Just a little community there. Back to the plane. Pizzeria, security guard for a pizzeria. Oh yeah, the night hours. Yeah. Security can be interesting. Hopefully not too exciting. I got a friend of mine that he works for security over at one of the big malls in town. Basically, I suppose a mall cop. He's retired already, but he does that to fill in his time and make some money, extra money. He's actually getting more hours than what they anticipated, or what he anticipated on getting. So do you work there full time, Fred? It's like we're over some mountains, but there's some greenery area right there. My friend, he works just part time. But he likes it. Thinking that whenever we get to this Now all of this right here is restricted airspace to the right of us. That's interesting. We were flying toward the coast there. They'd probably do military runs and whatnot. But I'm thinking when we're getting over there, we might have to ask for, we'll see what happens, whether Microsoft Flight Simulator will have us ask for Class A or Class B or Class C airspace, or if it even has anything at all. But it's interesting that we have, this is the first time we've ever seen any of this on our quest to South America in Mexico, any of the restricted airspaces there. Oh, those are good days, Monday through Friday. That's awesome. Watching the camera feed, so you probably got a multitude amount of cameras there to keep an eye on, huh? Australia is certainly one country that I'd like to visit one of these days. My aunt lived in Sydney for 35 years, and put out the welcome mat for me and my brothers to go there. And by the time we were, I guess, old enough and gainfully employed enough to be able to go there, she moved back to Germany. That's where my mom grew up in Germany, and that's where my aunt lives today. Actually, we're going to be going to visit here in a couple of months, me and my wife. "20 cameras, yeah. That'd be a job, I tell you. I guess the hardest thing to get used to would be working nights, unless you enjoy it. I mean, there's some people that just really enjoy the evening graveyard shift, early morning. As long as, during the day, you don't have any loud noises outside to where you can't sleep. That's one thing that I would have a problem with. One thing that I use during the day, or if I'm ever sleeping during the day, would be a sleep mask to cut out the light, and that helps. Sleeping with a sleep mask. I actually sleep with a sleep mask quite a bit. In the summertime here in the state of Washington, we have the sun rising, in the early morning hours, and then setting late after 9 o'clock, and it's nice to have that sleep mask, especially if we're in the morning time, whenever the sun gets up before we do. So they don't let you do a walk around, huh? It might be a good idea not to do a walk around, though. You might find yourself in a precarious situation that you don't want to be in. Like some patches of land down there, a few dirt roads here and there. Not a whole lot of civilization. We are now 21 minutes from our destination and 17 minutes from top of descent. You can see the TOD right there. And the good thing about the TOD is it doesn't look like it's over any mountains there. I did set up a visual approach using the Garmin G1000. Of course, the first thing they say is that your obstacle clearances is your responsibility. wonder if they do any logging down here. It doesn't look like they do a whole lot of logging. I mean, a few patches here and there. But in Washington, you just see patches everywhere. They might be harvesting some of that wood down here. Like another township over there. Weather, we don't have a whole lot of weather to worry about. I mean, we do have some clouds, but well, it looks like there's a little bit right there. So we might, and there's some off in the distance there. So we might actually have a little bit of rain to deal with. I don't think it's going to be too bad. Sleep on duty in 15-minute intervals, so that's something that they're okay with, huh? That's pretty cool. Getting to the drone again here. Now, whenever you have a drone home to the plane, it's never askew to the left or right. But if you go off, you increase the speed. You go down this way or that way. It looks like this is some logging that they do down here. Some patches there. And those are probably logging roads right there. But we do have some areas here. I want to just explore real quick. Kind of zooming in the speed there. These coastal towns. So we do have couple of coastal, or is that just clearing? That's just land clearing. Okay, it looks like some agriculture going on closer to the coast. A few communities, of course, but all agriculture. Check that out. And now it looks like already my drone is askew just a little bit. So press the both buttons there and that straightens it out. But turned off the roll left and roll right because it was just annoying me. But even when you move the drone around, it just has a tendency to drift to the left and to the right. Microsoft development team, and if you're listening, it's like a dry river right there, probably whenever they have flash floods or whatnot that would fill up. Don't know if they would have any problems with flooding here. But back to the plane. It's about ready to enter into that airspace there. We've got our restricted airspace right here. So I'm curious if when we hit this, if our menu is going to give us our request to clearance to class Bravo or class Alpha or class Charlie. We are now 11 minutes away from top of descent. We are 15 minutes from the airport. What I can do is actually, before I do that, I wanted to get to that blue there first and see. And then if, you know, if it's not anything, then I'm going to go ahead and contact the airport and find out if it's going to be runway 18 or runway 36. And then we'll probably just do a direct to straight. That might adjust our top of descent. Straight is over here. So to be to our port side of the plane. Port meaning left, starboard meaning right. So harvesting some trees in some of these areas. Obviously there's some patches there. I would imagine that we'd be harvesting some of the wood. And then of course closer to the ocean there, they have some farms. The river right there running down. Probably use that to help with the farms. We are traveling at about 102 knots indicated airspeed, 118 knots ground speed with a 5 knot headwind. Just about to the blue there. Once we get inside there, I'm going to light up the menu and see if it asks for restricted airspace. See the lagoon over there. Now there's some mountains over there, so I don't know if I want to do direct. I probably want to go straight to the runway and then fly to the strait. So that would mean that we would fly to MMIT at about 4,300 feet, and then of course we'll be descending towards strait. That would probably be the most ideal situation, so that we're not descending into terrain. About to the blue there. Once we get just past the blue, that's about as close as we can get and still have the blue on there. There we go. Okay, we're past the blue. Let's see what happens. Completely past. Nope, it's not saying anything about airspace, so try it again. We're in it now. So no, I don't know. Let me go ahead and contact. Now we are going to contact MMIT, and we are going to contact the tower and ask for a full stop. Okay, so there's request class D right there, but full stop landing.
Ixetepec Tower, Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie 19 miles southwest,
Hopefully they'll tell
7,000
us.
feet to land.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie
36.
Charlie Ixetepec Tower. Altimeter 29.88, wind calm, enter. Left base runway tree 6.
Make left base runway tree 6
So we'll
Cessna
do
7
visual,
Charlie
and
Charlie.
then we'll go straight right there. Enter, and we'll load. And obstacles is my responsibility. So now that's changed a little bit. We'll go ahead and change the range there. So now we can do it direct because there's no mountains over there at all. So we're going to do it direct now. To straight, we'll go ahead and go down to straight. Get it direct right there and activate. So straight to straight we go. We still have our vertical path loaded. So we should be top of descent. We are just about ready now to descend. We are on our vertical path. We are descending. So that actually probably speed up this flight a little bit. So I still have the altitude select at 900, and I do believe that that still jives with the, well, yeah, 900 final approach phase. I think we're good. We're doing pretty good. Going shopping, all right. I hope you have a great day there. What time is it over there now? It's what, still, you know, what time is it? Yeah, in the morning still, or? Afternoon over there we may be. Some beautiful farmland there. I wonder what that is right there. Look at that strip of farmland right there on the hillside. Major highway there. Curious if we can hit approach right now. I think we can. Let me see. Approach. Yes, glide path is loaded. So we are all set up for the autopilot landing. Or autopilot guidance to the runway, I should say. A lot of farming communities there. Our runway, of course, is in this direction. You can see it off into the distance. The runway is in sight. Beautiful. Just love exploring, you know, seeing places that are really there, but you know, of course, that probably would never be able to see in real life. But you know, to experience it like this is just marvelous. We are now 3 nautical miles, 3.8 nautical miles, about 1 minute 43 seconds straight. Two, 1 minute. I'm going now full rich on the mixture. Backing off on the power as the air density is richer air density now. Okay, we are now on our turn. Slowing her down quite a bit here. Glide path should load shortly. We're still on vertical guidance. Looks like the runway is in sight there. I think that's the
Cessna
runway.
7 Charlie Charlie, wind calm. Cleared to land runway tree 6.
Wind calm. Clear to land.
Cleared to land runway tree 6 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
We're now lined up. Glide path still hasn't taken over yet. I'm going to go ahead and do flaps 1. Glide path should be lighting up here shortly. Bring it down to the G. Mixture's rich, full rich. Got about a 2-knot headwind. Flaps 2, increase power to compensate. Still don't have the glide path yet. Slightly above it. Might not even need it actually, just a vertical guidance here. The final approach fix calls for 914, and I set the altitude select to 900. Okay, glide path is now active. Flaps full. Got about a 1 knot headwind, so the wind is calm. Keeping it around 65, 67, 68. Where the G is. This is a good glide path. Doesn't look like this is, again, an air base, but according to Sky Vector and also according to Bing, it is open to the public. Now I do see a couple of PAPI lights there, or 4 PAPI lights, 2 white and 2 red. Five hundred. Ixetepec? Ixetepec? I think that's how you pronounce it. Ixetepec? Ixetepec? I don't know if you pronounce the I or not. But that's where we are. Welcome to Ixetepec. Mexico. Southern Mexico. Now I don't know what part of the runway or what part of the airport we're going to taxi to. Looks like there's a lot of whitewash on this runway here. Okay, autopilot is off. Power to idle. Aim for that 1,000 foot. Just kind of glide it down there. Glide it down. There we go. Nice soft landing. F5. Flaps up.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie, turn next taxiway.
Not exactly sure where the taxiways are. There's one up there, looks like. You know, they say whenever you're taking off, airspeed is alive. Now, do they say airspeed is dead whenever you land?
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie, turn next taxiway.
Okay.
Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie, contact ground on 118.45.
118.45 Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
Where we're going to park here. It might be going back onto the runway again.
Ixetepec ground Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie,
Ixetepec.
request taxi to parking.
Cessna November Charlie 77 Charlie Charlie, taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway.
Taxiway. Okay.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Cessna 7 Charlie Charlie.
I don't see any blue lines or anything, so... Oh, yeah, there. Let's see, want me to go there. Didn't say anything about crossing the runway, though. Parking will be over here. Some mountains there in the background. Very beautiful area here in southern Mexico. I've been in Mexico a couple of times. I've been to Tijuana twice. I remember I bought a stiletto knife and actually gave it away, but stiletto knife is where you push the button and the blade comes out. Boy, you know, I probably could have gotten in some serious trouble if I would have got caught with that. I don't know. I mean, the border guards, they didn't, you know, they probably knew that us sailors, you know, was in the Navy, bought stuff like that all the time. But probably in today's world, none of that is allowed anymore. Well, it wasn't allowed back then, but today's world, you wouldn't do that. Anyway, we got a couple of Microsoft planes here. Looks like one, what is it, Icon A5? Is that what they call that? They're just leading me right in. That way? Okay. Straight ahead. Okay. Okay, slowing her down. And there we go. All right. Welcome to, yeah. All right. Got the brake on. We'll go ahead and shut off the power, or the engine. Acknowledge the alert there. Shut off all of our lights. And shut off everything. I don't think there's going to be any aviation activity in any of the planes landing here. So let's take a look at these planes. There's a nice flight simulator plane right there. Icon A5. You know, it's too bad this thing doesn't have an autopilot in it. And then there's, what is that? What kind of plane is that? Anyway, it's in the list. It looks like the land version of the Icon A5. And here we are in Ixetepec. Beautiful area, very nice, very beautiful. In the afternoon. Welcome to Ixetepec. Let's go ahead and look at real quickly look at the township there. Looks like they might have some windmills here, taking advantage of the wind. None of them are rotating. No wind today. They said the wind was calm. And there is Ixetepec. No Mexican Air Force jets flying today. But here we are. And I hope you enjoyed the flight, Fred. Thanks for joining me on this flight, and enjoy your afternoon there shopping there over in Australia. Alrighty, and here we are, Ixetepec. Try to get a good screenshot here. Look at that, like a little hill right there in the middle of the community there. Get another look at the runway there. Alrighty. Have a good evening, everyone.